get knocked down, but you gotta get up. Keep going.
Your time is your most valuable asset. So today I want to share with you 12 things that you can do right now to get more done in less time. Now, like you, I'm a very busy individual. I have 2 children. I have multiple businesses. We live on a rural property that is a fair distance away from town. So that means I'm either in a boat going back and forth from my island here. In the wintertime, we're driving snowmobiles and trucks. We have animals to take care of. We have chickens. We have gardens out here. It's not a full farm, but it's kind of getting there. I have clients to work with, memberships to run, masterminds, my gold and silver business. There's lots of moving parts. So my time, just like yours, is my most valuable asset. You know, there's a lot of people that become entrepreneurs thinking that it is their ticket to freedom. But if you're spending all day, every day, day and night working, well, you didn't create freedom in your life. You created another cage. So you need some systems because there are actually a lot of things to do. I have multiple things on the go. You might just have one, but even to run just one project, one business, one stream of income, there are multiple different moving parts. It's going to take some time. So the more organized you are, the more systems and automations you create in your business, the more time that you're going to get. Now, I'm going to start off by saying that I'm not naturally an organized person. I'm a manifesting generator, ADHD. This has been a work in progress, and to be honest, it's still a work in progress. And I have a very excellent team that helps me with this. Because here's the thing, I don't want to be busy. I want to make an impact. And I want to protect my time and my peace along the way. So this is not going to be about meticulously scheduling out every moment of your day for max productivity. This is about figuring out what's actually really important in your life and creating systems to support you so that you can actually manage your energy and your time well. On the flip side, friends, I do want to just address this here quickly. You will have seasons in your business where you wake up really early and you work late at night. Where you don't know how you're going to possibly get it all done and your workload is going to scare the pants off you. It's going to happen, but you will get yourself back on track. You will keep learning and you'll keep getting better at systematizing your workflows as you pay attention to how you feel and what you really want to be doing with your time. So if you're listening to this, whether you are in a season of growth and scaling and building a team like me, or you have maybe little babies at home and just a little side gig and you're just trying to generate some extra income, I want you to look at these ideas, hear the words that are coming out of my mouth, and simply ask yourself, what really matters to me during this season of life? What would be the best use of my time? So here's some things that are working really well for me that you can also use to get more done in less time, whether you're a small business, a freedom fighter, a parent, or everything in between like me. They will take a little more work up front, but I promise you it's going to save you boatloads of time later. Okay, number 1, batch create your content. Batch create your content. Content is not frivolous. Content is how you build your brand, is how you build your communities. It's how you get your messaging out there. I personally think it's really, really important. It's you monetizing your ideas. It's you giving people the experience of who you are and what you can do for them. So I am on multiple different platforms currently. We just started this YouTube channel. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on TikTok. We have a thriving email list, a newsletter community, an Instagram channel. I'm in lots of different places, but don't let that scare you here, because each and every month I batch create all the topics and prompts that I'm going to speak about for the month. And I use that for my emails, for my social media, for my podcast. It takes me maybe 3 hours, but I guarantee you it saves me about 15 to 20 hours easily. And I do this for my Sovereign CEO Academy members each and every month as well. Together, we batch create all the content that you'll need for the entire month. Better content too, content that is on brand, content that is aligned with your core brand messaging, and the kind of content that converts better than those posts that you just slapped together on a whim because you maybe heard some trending audio or you saw a funny dance reel. No, I'm talking about real, serviceful, value-based content where your audience gets to know you and they get the experience of actually what you can do for them. Okay, number 2, create email templates for anything that you find yourself writing more than once. So our email campaigns, normally we run 3 a week. My team and I have templates for our weekly emails. We have templates for our workshops, for post-sales communication, and for my gold and silver business. That means when I go to write an email, I just have to plug and play. So I'm able to shoot off new content to our VAs, and all they have to do is plug that new information in. And you know what? Don't just stop at emails. You can make a template for your sales pages. So we often will run monthly free workshops, sometimes paid workshops. We have a really great template for what our sales page is going to look like. So again, just plug and play there. We have a template for the writing for the podcast and the show notes. There are lots of things in my business that are not templatized, but eventually they're all going to be, because it just increases your speed. That means that you can offload tasks to your team. A template might look like different notes that you want to highlight, different links that you want to include. This makes everything so much easier for you and your team, and you're able to delegate more tasks. Okay, number 3, create social media templates for your grid and your stories. So instead of just hopping into Canva every single time you want to write a post, my team and I have templates for our weekly emails. So we're talking about more of a visual template for workshops, post-sales communication. So having a template with your brand style is key so that you continue looking professional in your business, and it starts to save you time. So the colors, the fonts, the imagery, this is all brand aesthetic. It's not going to make or break your company, but it's certainly an asset and it is helpful. Let's say your brand was like all red and then all of a sudden you slapped up a big yellow post. It feels weird to your audience. It feels inconsistent. And anytime that there are inconsistencies in your brand, you start to break know, like, and trust. So something simple like that, keeping the same fonts, the same colors, the same templates. You might think, it doesn't really matter, it's just visual. Well, it actually continues to build know, like, and trust in your brand. It's actually really helpful. Sales is all about connection. Sales is all about know, like, and trust. So consistent visual branding really plays into this. And again, from a time-saving perspective, stop recreating the wheel every time you make something and start saving yourself some time by using templates for your visual aesthetics as well. Okay. Number 4, create workflows for all of your consistent projects. So Dan Martell calls this a playbook. You could also call it a playbook. Some companies call it SOPs. So we're currently building out workflows for my team. Every time a new podcast is made, a new blog, a new client signs up with me. Even if you're a one-man show, this can help you massively. So essentially, this is a checklist of all the tasks that need to be completed for an element of your business. For example, a new client joins your network marketing business, you send out a welcome letter, you invite them to your private group, you have them book a 15-minute call with you, etc. You might have a workflow every time you write your blog. So you write the blog, it gets uploaded to the website, and then you take little snippets of that and you turn them into social media posts. And then you take the social media posts and you turn it into like an Instagram Live or a podcast, and it goes on and on and on. What you'll start to build is consistency. There will be less mistakes. And if it is in a workflow, if you have a checklist, if you have a playbook like this, then that means eventually you'll also be able to delegate this task further down the road. Number 5, keep all your ideas in one place. I don't know why it took me until I was 39 years old in order to do this. Have your stuff in less places. There's so many amazing apps, guys, so many amazing apps. Pick one, or like pick less at least. So we use one Google Workspace. We use, there's also like Notion, Honeybooks. There's different organizational systems, but keep everything there. Lately, I'm loving Notion. I'm putting all of my content ideas and inspiration there, thanks to Matt Gottesman. It's been a really helpful tool for me. And then we basically use Google Drive for all of our work. We keep all the podcasts, the blogs, everything in there. And then for communication, we use Slack. So that's just a different tool. We can't communicate through Google Drive or Notion, for example. But Notion is where I dump all my thoughts. Google is where my team can see all the work. And Slack is where we communicate. So we have less places. You need to organize your content ideas. You need to organize your workflows, your financial tracking, your inspirational sources, your commonly used links. If you have less places to do that, you're going to be so much happier lately. Don't wait till you're 39 like me. Number 6, commit to creating better pivotal content up front on a regular basis. So many people, when they just start becoming entrepreneurs, they focus on the little bite-sized pieces of content. They focus on social media. Those should be the leftovers. Spend more time each week creating bigger, better content like YouTube videos, blogs, Substack articles, workshops, free events. Spend this time teaching, serving, educating your audience on something really, truly valuable. Not only will you show people what you can do for them instead of just telling them, you're going to birth an insane amount of content from this bigger piece of pivotal work. Because you're going to clip it, you're going to take little sound bites, you're going to take quotes out of it. Again, this is a time saver. It'll be more work up front to write a long form piece of content or film a YouTube video like this, but you'll get endless little bits of content from your bigger, better content. And a quick way to get started with this right away is go and look back at old content that you've already created. Chances are you probably have a whole library of stuff that you can already use. So look at that content and see if there are ways that you can expand, clip, or repurpose it in a fresh way. Or you could take questions and FAQs that are commonly asked from your audience and you could build content around that. If you're stumped for content ideas, we have a great training inside the Sovereign CEO Academy called Endless Content from Your Content Pillars. So we teach a ton about branding. We teach a ton about content and workflows in there. That training in there, if you are an SC member, is going to really help generate, honestly, guys, more content than you'll even know what to do with. Number 7, build a better website that does the selling for you. We spend a lot of time copywriting over here at Carla Joy Treadway Coaching, and we really focus on copy for the homepage and the sales pages because this is really a game changer. I started taking copyright trainings about 3 years ago, copywriting trainings, and it's helped me big time in business. Copywriting is so much different than just writing. Copywriting is selling. Copywriting is connecting. It's making little snippets of writing that really resonate with your ideal client. I encourage my one-on-one clients actually to learn this skill themselves as opposed to outsourcing, as it requires that they're going to have to really get to know their ideal client in this process. They're going to have to really figure out how they need to speak to them. This will serve them. Even if they don't want to continue writing like home pages and sales pages, this is going to help them when they just want to go and write content. And later, it could be a task that you outsource and delegate. But I think all entrepreneurs, if you're making content, you should know at least the basics of copywriting. And I don't have it up yet, but I'm working on a copywriting training inside the Sovereign CEO Academy, so stay tuned for that. Number 8, have one area for all of your finances and your transactions. This might not be anything new to a lot of you. I used to have multiple bank accounts. I know. Multiple credit cards, PayPal accounts, and systems for people to pay me. My bookkeeper hated me. I eventually closed the bank accounts and moved everything to one. I also closed my PayPal accounts, especially after they started participating in cancellation campaigns, and we moved everything to Stripe. So now all of my transactions, all reports are in one place. One business credit card, one business account. What a relief. My bookkeeper is in the background right now, clapping, celebrating me. It's easier for everybody. So we're actually moving all of our transactions over to Kajabi now instead, because Kajabi just announced that they have a new payment system that allows us to keep 100% of our income. Do you hear that? 100% of your income. So that means no fees. So stay tuned on that. I'm gonna keep you guys updated in that. We just implemented that system because Stripe will take like 2.9%. So this can also end up saving you a whole bunch of money, not just your time. Okay, number 9, use a project management system. When my client roster started to grow, the kids started getting busy with sports, my podcast started to blow up, we grew our team. And I knew I had to get a new system to keep everybody in the loop. So our team, I like to keep it tight. We have a nice small team and we use Slack. Why do we use Slack? As a neurodivergent entrepreneur, I need the simplest tools for staying organized. If it's too complicated, it's not going to work for my brain. So Slack is a great place for us to communicate on the regular. Number 10, the one thing. So this is more about you and your creativity. Implementing this idea of the one thing into my life has been a lifesaver. It's the idea that if you are the master of all, you are actually the master of none. You have to become better at doing less. Now, I will always be multi-passionate. I will always be ADHD, a manifesting generator. So this was actually a really hard one for me, and I resisted it for a decade at least. And you might be hearing the different things that I'm doing and think, oh, Carla, you're not doing one thing. Everything that I do now is driving one goal. It's Carla Joy Treadway coaching. It's helping freedom-minded entrepreneurs create real freedom in their life. It is one thing. The podcast, the newsletter, the content, all of these things, they're all just tools for me to funnel towards this one goal. I used to have other things. I used to have more affiliate companies that I worked with. I used to have an online yoga and fitness studio. I dropped things, a lot of things, and I'll get opportunities my way often, and I'll really sit with, does this really drive the one thing, or is this another thing? And if it's another thing, I say no. I say no to it. So yeah, it meant dropping certain affiliate brands, my studio, I dropped my side businesses, side projects, and I went all in on my coaching business about 5 years ago. So you can still apply the one thing principle often to your work and still do multiple things. And anytime you want to bring on a new thing, you just ask, like, does this feed my one thing, my one main goal? If it doesn't, it's an extra thing. Chances are it's just going to be a distraction. And you can apply this one thing principle every single day with one very simple question. When you wake up, you ask yourself, what's the one thing that, if by doing so, makes everything else irrelevant or easier? This is a great book that you can grab. It's literally called The One Thing. Every day, just waking up, like fine-tuning your focus. What is my most important work? What's the most important thing to do? And then you do that thing, and then what's the next thing? What's the next thing? This is all about focus. This is about you becoming masterful at less. This is going to be the thing that really grows your business. Number 11, I schedule in deep work every single day. So more on focus here. So I've started incorporating into my calendar for the last 6 weeks 2 2 to 4 hours of deep work time. And let me tell you guys, I am flying forward. During these 2 hours of deep work sessions, 2 hours minimum, sometimes I do up to 6. I write, I create, I strategize, and there's no phone, no messages, no email, no admin, no distraction. All of those things get pushed until later in the day. I'm very hard to reach right now, and it was absolutely necessary in order for me to grow and expand in my business. And it's also helped highlight how much work I've been doing that ultimately didn't move the needle forward, and also how much time I was wasting. I've been getting up so excited for my deep work now that I've been waking up at 5 a.m. so that I can have more of it. And no matter your business model, you can do this. Let's say that's not possible for you to do first thing in the morning because of kids or your 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you have to do. Put deep work into your calendar later in the day. My brain works best in the morning. I get easily distracted, so later on the day is kind of a problem for me. So incorporating it first thing has been really helpful for me. So what that looks like is I wake up and honestly immediately to work for 2 hours. Writing, creating, journaling, no screen. I'll take a little break. I'll get the kids ready for school, do another 2-hour session, and then another break, and then another 2-hour session. And then the afternoon is for meetings, emails, administration, those types of things. It's been a huge game changer for my business. And last but not least, spend time actually looking at what you do. Spend time weekly looking at your results, looking at how you actually spent your time, noticing how you feel as well. Are you burnt out? Are you doing the things that light you up? Are you doing the things that you're really good at? Are you doing the things that make you money in your business? Your ROI matters in your business, and nothing is free, including your time. What are your results? How did you spend your time, and what are the results? Because it's easy to be very, very busy in business and actually get nothing done at all. And people will spend a lifetime on this error. So what do results look like? Well, did you get new subscribers, new clients, new members, new sales? No? Then we have a problem. Again, it's very, very easy to be busy without any return on that effort. So we want to analyze the results in our business. No emotion. This is just good data. We want to do this often so we can double down on the things that actually work and leave the rest of the actions behind us. Here's the thing. There really isn't any such thing as balance. There's only harmony. There are busy seasons and slow seasons. Yes, we want to manage our time well. Yes, we want to be productive. Yes, we want to make sure that we're getting results. We want to avoid the hustle. But also, this is one big imperfect experiment that you will need to figure out for yourself. It's going to ebb and flow during the different seasons of your life, so be patient with yourself, but pay attention. Learn your capacity. Focus on your most important work and keep going through these messy and imperfect seasons of life. But what I don't want you to do is just accept the status quo. This just is how it is. This is how I am. I'm just busy. It is just busy. It is just chaotic. Never outsource your power in this way. Take full responsibility for your life and your business and your time. Like, grab life by the horns and say, like, I am in charge. If I am not driving results in my business, it is because of something that I did. It's not the internet's fault. It's not the algorithm's fault. It's not your client's fault. It's on us. And that can either be a frustrating thing to hear or the most empowering thing that you've ever heard, because that means if you want better results, it means there's nothing in your way but you, so you can turn this around. Okay, friends, I hope you were able to find a little nugget in there that will help you take your time back. Let me know if that's helpful. Let me know which one resonated with you most. Send me a DM on Instagram. I'm super interactive in there. I love hearing from you guys. And as always, thank you for listening to the show. If you like what we do here over on The Sovereign CEO, please consider hitting the subscribe button or giving us a 5-star review. It helps us a lot. Okay, friends, I'll see you next time.
Been underground, now I aim for the sky. Don't quit now, you can last longer. All these wounds only making you stronger. Don't